Today we use the Yogg Saron Mage. Today I thought we'd go over a fun deck that uses good old Yogg Saron Hope's End. As usual, I'll go over a deck list, typical Mulligan plays, and some basic card interactions that will help you out. Well, Yogg's still pissed about being beaten in Old War, so let's get started. Now really quickly, I know the deck is named Yogg Saron's deck, but he is not exactly a win condition, so to speak. Many times he'll kill you just as quick as he'll kill the other guy. That being said, the basic aim of this deck is to cast as many spells as possible. I found often that I'll kill my opponent just by using the spells. The real win condition, so to speak, is to get Thaurissan out, Archmage Antonidas out, and use a bunch of spells to get a bunch of fireballs in your hand. Then, after that, if things got out of control, cast Yogg Saron and just see what happens. Now let's take a look at the Mulligan strategy. These are the cards I'll typically keep during my Mulligan. It goes ahead and gives me some spells to either go to the face or go to some minions, as well as buffing those spells and giving an additional benefit upon those spells. Because remember, if you do have to use Yogg later in the game, the more spells you used, the nastier he gets. Now let's look at some really cool card interactions. Be sure to use Kabbalah Stone when you run out of spells or answers to minions on the board, or if you just need something to help go to the face. This will fill you back up with spells, so Antonidas and Yogg Saron work better later. Archmage Antonidas will give you a fireball every time you cast another spell while he's out. If you couple him with Emperor Thaurissan, it will reduce the cost of these spells so you can pump out a bunch of low-cost spells and then fill your hand up with fireballs. A lot of people will pretty much just quit after that, as facing down a whole handful of fireballs usually means you only have 1 or 2 turns to win the game. This card is very nasty, and very hard to control once he's out in sticks. And then you have Yogg Saron himself. He's a weird card. He casts a random spell for each spell you cast this game, and seeing as you have a bunch of spells in this deck, you're basically going to cast a whole lot of spells. The only problem is play this guy as a desperation maneuver only, because if you play him when you're ahead, you might actually end up giving the opponent the advantage back. He's a really fun card to play, as a lot of shenanigans that happen with him, and if you're in an unwinnable situation, I have actually been able to pull myself out of that unwinnable situation from time to time using Yogg Saron. As you can see here, it basically just cleared everything out. But again, use this card with caution. So let me take a second to summarize for you. Don't be afraid to cast spells. You might want to save a few for Archmage Antonidas when you get him out to give you some fireballs, but for the most part, cast spells as you get them. Clear out the board, go to the face, just keep the game under your control with the spells. When you run out of spells, use Kabbalah Stone to get some more. Save your late game low cost spells like Arcane Blast and Arcane Missiles for when you do have Archmage Antonidas on the field. It'll give you a couple quick fireballs in your hand, and also just add some more to Yogg Saron if you do have to use him later. And finally, use Yogg Saron as a desperation move. If you don't have the game under control, or don't have a winnable play, throw him out there in order to get control back, or just to see what happens. If you're going to lose anyway, you might as well lose in style. Again, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please check out other videos on my channel and in this series. Like and subscribe. Peace out and have a great one.